Hello, everybody. Hello, Dr. Barry. How are you doing?
Glad to be here. Hello, hello.
Yay. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, mods. Thank you, squads. Thank you, Dr. Barry. It's good to be once together, gathered around the sofa to hear your opinion on all of this crazy stuff we talk about.
I'm glad to finally get to talk about it. I haven't done a post-verdict video yet. So, yes.
So I recorded one yesterday on her reaction.
Yeah.
But I've been doing like little videos that were kind of already planned about like Wendy and Jeff, hey Emily, and things of that nature, like the call say or whatever. And so I figure what we do today is a few things. Number one, I want to watch the verdict, like a portion of it with you. I want to talk to you about a couple of things that I'm seeing, get your insight into it. I also want to do it in slow motion, A, because I enjoy seeing it and it's funny to me, but B, somebody was saying that they're like to try and read her lips, basically. It was something that she says. I want to talk about a few things that came up with Miss Markel and her victim impact statement. And then just in general, just kind of like talk about it. Like, what do we think is going to happen? All the things. Oh, that's what it was. Jackie Hearn, hey, Jackie, who's in the chat. Jackie was at the trial. And so she was giving me tea every day about like what was going on in the vibe. So she sent me a couple of emails and I'm going to read through those. And I just want to kind of ask your opinion about like the interactions and stuff like that. So before we get started, do you have anything that you're like, okay, do you need like spill, Dr. Barry, spill?
I thought it could have been quicker. So the jury took about 3 hours to decide. And I wasn't surprised that they didn't go into the following day. Like they probably just let's just get it done. If we can get it done today, let's get it done today. But I can't wait for us to talk about all that we have on the plate for today, because I have some thoughts.
Sweet. So let's just jump in and let's watch her verdict. What we'll do first is let's watch it like regular play, and then talk about it, and then we'll slow it down and we'll like try and do that lip reading thing. If you're like, hey Paul, stop, just raise your hand like we do. If you're like, hey Paul, stop, it's like a 10-minute video, but we're gonna look at that first initial, oh my god, the whole drama. And let me just pull up here, and let me pull this up over here. And then I think we're going to do, did this work? Did this work? Did this work? There we go. Okay. Harvey, he's already asleep on old Donna. Okay, here we go.
If the jury foreperson could please rise. Has the jury reached a unanimous verdict? Yeah. If you please can hand the verdict form to the bailiff. Having reviewed the verdict form, it is in its proper order. At this time, I will publish the verdict. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 1 of the indictment, first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of first-degree murder. Mrs. Adelson, control yourself. Count 2. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 2 of the indictment. Conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Count 3. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 3 of the indictment. Solicitation to commit first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of solicitation to commit first-degree murder. And it is signed and dated by the foreperson. One moment. Members of the jury, the bailiff will escort you to the jury room.
Mm-hmm.
He said,
Daddy Everett stepped in.
He said,
well, and that was after. So she stomped right there. So before she was, that's what I saw. I saw her do that little stomp right there.
So a stomping. Okay. Yeah. So okay, so let's pause for a second. So let me ask you this. So I'm seeing some
Mhm.
people in the chat say like pure rage and whatever. Yeah, what is your vibe? Are you seeing like you throw it? Casper says throwing a tantrum. Like I'm not seeing tears.
Hmm.
Now, mind you, I'm sure there is a sliver of anybody who's getting a verdict of they know they're never leaving print. Like this is shocking. This is whatever. Mind you, part of me is like, did she really think she was going? I think in her mind she might have had her bags packed.
And so, and her lawyer was just hoping for one, like, could just one person like not be able to say yes? Because really, a guilty on any of those three was going to mean she was going to spend the rest of her life in jail. So I did watch. So Dr. G Explains does body language. He's a forensic psychologist and he does body language analysis. I encourage anyone to go and check out his video on this. But he mentioned there like her flashing a brief sadness, but then there being mostly anger. And with Donna's emotions, because even in the arrest video, so her emotions get very big, but they don't seem like it seems like a performance. It doesn't seem like an authentic expression of an emotion. So she was I would be mad, but like also I don't do crimes, so like that makes it really easy. I think she's mad, but then she just takes to this other level. I think she also knows the jury's watching, and I think she's going for sympathy here. I think she's wanting people to feel sorry for her, her supporters, because there are people that probably support her and that are like, "Oh, poor Donna." No, like it just to me, it made her look like she was bringing it all to herself in this moment. And because this is before they've polled the jury. So I don't know if she's hoping that one of the jury members would go back and be like, I couldn't possibly send this grandmother to jail for the rest of her life. I don't know.
Excellent points, and I firmly agree. I think one of the things going on here is she wants that jury to feel guilty. She wants them to feel bad for what they've done to her. Like, and two, and she's mad. Like when they start pulling her, and I think they do it in this video we're watching. Look at her eyes, the way she'll look over it, and you'll see this evil stare at that jury. And I'm just like, oh, if this was a situation of something this level went down at like the grocery store over a coupon, oh honey, heads were gonna roll. But she can't do anything. Like I think this is the most I mean, this could be true for anybody,
Yeah.
but especially someone like Donna, this is probably the most humbling moment of her life, because to the salt in the wound is to then have the Markells get up there and call her out for what she is, nothing more, nothing less. This is an evil, like just this is a bad human being that did bad things, and this is the outcome. And as also might say narcissistic injury. Do you see like that? What's your thought process on that?
Because some people ask, did Donna really think she was innocent? And my thoughts, based on what we know about Donna, so I can't diagnose her. She definitely seems to be entitled. And I did go back and see her Wheel of Fortune domestic coordinator, where she got was it like Total Mischief or something like that was.
You can't make it up.
You can't make it up. Court TV had that clip over on their TikTok, and that came up on my feed just on its own the other day. And so I think Donna just she didn't have these consequences. So when she calls Charlie to say, "Hey, we have a problem," he's like, "Is it the IRS?" Like, what? Okay, because there have been some questions about if they reported all of that cash to the IRS.
Yeah.
Is it a patient making a claim? Well, like, is Charlie over here like doing substances and stuff as because he I don't know when he was in surgery, like helping people. He was on the phone talking to his mother a lot.
I know.
A lot. I don't know when Charlie was actually working. And because remember, she thought she got behind Charlie's story, knowing that she was the one that provided him with, like, that showed up that night to give him the money. Like, she knew all of that. One of the things I think Donna was smarter than Charlie with is she didn't try to talk her way out of it. But I think because Charlie's attorney, I think that was Rashi's first murder trial ever. Like I think that was his very first. So I don't know how great the advice his attorney gave him. I think Donna's attorney, especially Jackie, was probably like, if you get up there, it's going to be bad for you. It's going to be really, really bad for you. Cause she doesn't like to be questioned. The judge had to tell her multiple times to watch her face as evidence was coming forward before this reaction. Cause the judge told the gallery, I do not want an out, like control yourself. The judge had already said that before this started. And she's still like, she's very defiant. Like you can't control me. I'm going to do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm. She's up here talking about Janet Jackson control. She's doing the dance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, this was her Janet Jackson control moment, right? She was like, no. But I mean, I think Donna's one of those people that, like, I envision her behind the scenes, like at her unit or whatever, be always trying to see what I can push the line to, what I can kind of get away with, what I can, that kind of a thing. And like you said, too, these are people who've never really had these consequences. And I mean, this is like a serious consequence. And like Georgia said, which I was one of my favorite lines from Georgia, where she was like, these people were ecstatic to learn that they were under FBI investigation. And I mean, I was like, oh, that's what would have scared me. I would have gladly paid off. But a hitman could have come up to me talking about 100,000. Oh, honey, I'd be doing some teeth for the next month to come up with that money, right? It's the FBI that I'd be afraid of. But I'm just like, no, they were that entitled and that like sure of themselves. And I mean, in their defense on that part, nothing happened for a long time. So in their worlds, it was like, oh, honey, we're good. We're gone, right? We're done. We're spending money on stupid stuff. We've moved on, like the cop said. And yeah, Donna she bit off a little more than you chew. Let's watch a little bit more into it because I want to get your opinion on some of the things, and then we'll rewind it slow-mo to do the A, just to see it, but B, to see the Wendy made me do it moment.
And I don't know if people are trying to see. So we'll see what we actually, because sometimes there can be this, if I want to see, or I don't know, like that's, so I don't know if she would say that in that moment. And if she has evidence against somebody else, she should, but she's going to get life. I think she's going to get life plus some.
Oh, I think the judge is going to be like, bless Mr. Everett's heart. He seems so sweet.
Like, can't we go ahead and proceed on count 1 right now?
No.
Why can't we do this right now? In Charlie's trial, we gave, okay.
Yeah, he is done.
But Charlie was a young guy. Like maybe life to Charlie might have, but like life right now for Donna.
I mean, literally, and you know how the Markells were like, I hope you live to be 120 and you lived a long, lonely life, whatever. I mean, that would be Donna's worst thing to have happen to her, is to live to live into her late 90s or something. If I was her, I'd be back there talking about, I'm not eating any kind of normal food. I'm living off honey buns and sugar. I'm speeding this process up. I'm smoking. I'm doing whatever they're gonna let me do. Okay.
I'm gonna keep that 120. When somebody leaves a bad comment, I'm gonna wish them 120.
You need a little emoji for a member emoji of 120.
120. May you just live. No, because life must be miserable. I
know, right? That's such a good thing. Like, I hope you live to 200 years old and a healthy, lonely, miserable existence. That's like the worst, right? Okay, here we go. Performance right here. The jury's being shuffled out.
Mrs. Adelson, while this was not the outcome I'm sure that you desired, there will not be any further outbursts in front of the jury. If you cannot control yourself, I am going to have to determine if you will be removed from the remainder of this process. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
She said yes.
Do you need a moment to collect yourself? Before the jurors are brought back in, we will take a brief 2-minute break. Please give her tissues if she needs them.
If she needs them, because I don't see a single tear.
Yeah. So
when the jurors are brought back into the room, does the defense wish to have the jurors polled before they are discharged?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well.
now this part right here, the if she needs them, definitely no tears. The shaking thing is something that she does because she did that in the back of the transport car where she was shaking. And I gave her a little credit then because I was like, if I had to sit in that thing for that many hours, my body might go into some kind of convulsion. But this told me this is just what she does.
And you can get so angry that you shake, like you can, but the things that you normally see with expressing emotion. So like with, she hasn't had any like Botox or like, there's no reason why we wouldn't be able to see
Please
the
bring back in the
emotion.
jurors so we can conclude with their portion
She's
of the
just
trial.
mad.
Now, this is the part. Watch her staring at y'all. Watch her eyes towards the jury when they do this part. And I thought this is another salt in the wound because each person had to be like, yep, that's my verdict. 12 times. I mean, just shake it. Yes, she would be livid.
And Phoenix said even Alec Murdoch was able to come up with some snotty tears. He came up with some snot.
I mean, amen, right? Oh, yeah, she's ready to just lunge at them.
Members of the jury, before I discharge you for this evening, I am briefly going to poll you concerning whether your verdict is unanimous at the request of one of the parties. When you hear your last name, please appropriately respond.
Okay, now they quiet it here because obviously they don't want the jurors' names to be. So
Yeah.
watch their oh, thank you, Jackie. Jackie says I think she was disappointed that she wasn't standing up so she could fake faint. For real. We probably would have got that out of her. See, she's looking over there. She's like, even you, number 2? I thought we were friends. Okay, now watch her. She's like, oh. See that look right there? That look. How could you do this to me? Y'all are horrible people. Oh, yeah, that look right there. Oh, yeah. She seems truly betrayed. See, shaking her head at him. She wants him to feel bad that they put this sweet little grandmother behind bars.
But I'm not surprised by this because when I believe it's Dan's mother talks about Rob, she kind of like rolls her eyes talking about how awesome of a son Rob is. She's like, and so it's just it's Donna.
Yeah.
And I do think she's aware of the cameras. I think she's aware that, people will be watching.
Before you are discharged, please listen carefully. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you for your time and consideration of this case. I also wish to advise you of some very special privileges that are enjoyed by jurors. No juror can ever be required to talk about the discussions that occurred in the jury room except by court order. For many centuries, our society has relied upon juries for consideration of difficult cases. We have recognized for hundreds of years that a jury's deliberations, discussions, and votes should remain their private affair as long as they wish it. Therefore, the law gives you a unique privilege not to speak about the jury's work. Although you are at liberty to speak with anyone about your deliberations, you are also at liberty to refuse to speak to anyone. A request to discuss either your verdict or your deliberations may come from those who are simply curious, from those who might seek to find fault with you, from the media, from attorneys, or elsewhere. It will be up to you to decide whether to preserve your privacy. as a juror. With that being said, I want to extend my thanks on behalf of the entire Second Circuit for your service in this matter. You are discharged. Have a good evening.
See that look she just did? She glared her little side eye over. She's looking at me again like, oh. Yeah, I mean, she's just, oh my goodness. Okay, now, so Louise just asked, could you address the jury four-person comments? Now, you and I were talking about this right before. I'm going to let Dr. Barry kind of lead the way on that because she told me about where to find them, but I have not looked at the TikTok yet. So, Dr. Barry, you kind of take the lead on that, and I'll fill in.
So the jury four-person did make, I've seen 3 TikTok videos so far. They're about 5 to 7 minutes long each video, and she talks about the process, the part of the process that can be shared. She looks younger than I think she actually is, because she looks like she's like 20, but I think she's in her early 30s, and she volunteered to be the jury four-person, and she wanted to make sure that things were handled in a methodical fashion, and that the jury, once it was all said and done, that everybody could be confident in their verdict. If you want to check out the videos, and if you don't have TikTok, Brandy, so from 13th Juror, she covered them, Gossip, Rumor, and Innuendo, and Tanika's 2 cents. And they had a lawyer on because they did a 3-person video. I think it might have been Judy. If there's like a Judy lawyer, I'm bad with names. I think it was her. They did a video together. I thought her videos were informative, just at looking at that the jury, everybody was pretty on board with her being guilty from the get-go, but there were a few people that were not 100% in their verdict, so they wrote out all of the evidence. Somebody asked her what they thought of Wendy, and really Wendy's guilt or innocence did not come up for them. She just talked about testimony and who she felt was credible and who wasn't. And she talked about Donna's little reaction at the verdict. And she has I think she has a dark sense of humor. And like, she seems super sweet. And cause she was like, cause she made a motion. Like it was, you have to watch the video to know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, Donna's reaction, the jury saw it and they were not moved by it, and I don't think they really talked about it or anything. Donna, remember she did that kind of fake crying, in my opinion it was fake, when Dan's autopsy photos were being shared, and so I think the jury was aware that she might. And the jury four-person didn't say this. I'm saying they might have been prepared that Donna might have some type of reaction and not be happy with the verdict. Yes, and Lillian, the lawyer, also covered his reaction to the videos as well. Because some people were saying, like, is she going to bring up appellate issues or anything? And she waited until they had the release to share. She didn't watch anything related to the case while she was, because like if she did post any TikToks, they weren't at all related to the case. So if somebody's like, well, you posted it, like it was it wasn't anything related to the case at all. And so I just thought it was interesting, because we love to hear from the jury four-person or from different jurors when we can. There have been some media outlets that have reached out to her for an interview. I don't know if the juror will agree to any outside interviews, but yeah.
Fascinating. Pardon me. I'm gonna 100. That's what I'm binging between now and my thing this evening.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Because it's so interesting always with these cases wrapped, like what we think the jury might be thinking, and obviously we don't know until they might not speak out either. But to get that kind of a vibe, and especially with a character like Donna, and I'm specifically using the word character intentionally there, because she brings so much to the table with her personality and the way she does things. And that example you cited in the beginning was so perfect of right out the gate, the jury saw, oh, she's drama. Like she's going to sit over here and cry. We just heard how much she hates this man. She's still crying, pretend cry, whatever the case is. So she's still doing this 10 minutes into this over his thing. No, this is.
And I think I like pictures of his arm. Like, I don't think it was like, I think it was like his arm, and it felt odd to me. It really felt odd. Like she was more reactive than, and I don't know if Dan's mother, because sometimes I only saw Dan's father. I don't think his mother attended all of the trial, and that's emotional. So families, I encourage them to figure out what they can attend and what they can't. Sometimes they intentionally decide to not watch the defense side, especially because when you're in the courtroom, you have to control your reactions and everything. Because I think Dan's sister made like because there was something ridiculous that was said, and Dan's sister was like, nope, like she had to pull it in, but.
And that's the thing too, and I can't remember the name of this. There's like a credentialed word for it or whatever, but it's like used in in writing or movies, or when the ending is not earned, and like when the emotional reaction doesn't weigh out. So basically, what you're just describing here of, number one, and I'm not trying to reduce it. It was just his arm, because that could be upsetting to certain people.
Yeah.
But with Donna, it's like, honey, it's very clear the evidence, the receipts show you hated this man.
Yeah.
And then they're going to show a glimpse of his arm a decade later, right? And it's like, you're going to sit there and go into this quivering thing where it's just like, what is this? I don't think, but again, part of me is like, she's so dramatic and she's probably used to doing this stuff.
So, but I thought that was for the jury. Like, how could I cry for him? And I did it. Do you like? It seemed calculated. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And so, because I think it was Sarah that asked, "Did I think she practiced it?" And so I do think there were cues. I don't know if she practiced crying, but I think there were certain moments that she wanted to show emotion. And a lawyer will say, like, let it be authentic. Like, don't force it. Like, don't. But it like you don't want to be looking at the autopsy pictures, because this is what Wade Wilson, who hideous crimes, he was like licking his lips as they were like exactly, like he looked happy with some of the details, and so like that's weird. Don't do that, but then also don't over dramatize it to where it looks fake. And to me, if I was on the jury, I would wonder, are you just trying to look innocent right now versus actually being innocent? Like, the credibility of the defendant would kind of come up in my mind of like, that's why psychologists normally wouldn't be on a jury, but sometimes we are, but sometimes not.
Yeah, I could see where that would be, like, from your perspective of your professional knowledge and all that type of stuff would make it even trickier, because you're going to be more cued into that kind of, whatever you call it, like what she's doing, the psychology of it and whatnot.
And there are people, so there have been times in therapy where a client, I felt they were over dramatizing their emotion. And in therapy, we address like, hey, when you were little and you were sad, because for some people in their homes, the people only paid attention when their emotions were big. And so sometimes there's a reason for that reaction, but it doesn't excuse it when it's related to situations like this. To me, in my opinion, just from everything I've heard, Donna seemed to use her emotions to try to manipulate, control. Because even with Charlie, she's like, like, I can't sleep. I can't, like, if we don't, something doesn't happen, I'm, like if you don't do this for me, I don't know how I'm going to handle this. And
You know what I relate this down to? So like take out of the context of how we know Donna and like rewind 20 years to just a day at the house. You know, that whole saying of if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
Mhm.
This is how I think Donna ran her personal life, ran the house, did all this stuff, and she trained Charlie, whatever. If Donna wanted something, she knew how to get it. And whether it was be whatever she had to turn up at the house to get it. And basically, I think a lot of these people like Donna are like that. These defendants that we see that are just so over the top, they're so used to getting their way through behavior. And I don't know if you want to call it modification or manipulation, but they control everyone around them. And for me, my experience has been when I'm around somebody like that, I get to this point where I'm like, what does it take to shut them up or get away from me? So you give in.
And that's where I think setting boundaries, or like, how do I limit my time around this person? Or do I like not react, but because I just probably wouldn't be around like if it wasn't like for clients, we talk through it, work through it. I'm about having a drama-free life. Like I like watching this stuff but I don't want this showing up in my real life if I can help it.
I mean, can you imagine her as your mother-in-law?
No. No. So that if this were, because that's where there were red flags in the relationship with Wendy and Dan from the wedding, possibly before the wedding, but at least they showed no respect for his culture and religious beliefs from the wedding. Like I paid for this. I'm going to make sure it's what I want. And to me, that's a lack of empathy of like, he's invited all of these kosher professors. Like, aren't you realizing how this action is going to impact other people? And I don't think she cared. I don't know that she cared.
Mm-mm. I don't think she cared. Yeah. I mean, obviously I don't know either, but it's like, I don't think she did. I think that she lived in her own little, because I also think about this.
Mm-hmm.
They're making all this money. They have this life of privilege, you know, and I'm not trying to say that, you know, Harvey didn't work for his money, do all that, whatever. But regardless, you know, the whole thing of like, she's going into the office. She was stomping around that. Can you imagine what she was like going into the office? I would love to know what the employees over the years had to really say about Miss Donna, you know, what she was like there. You know, she was stomping around there. Like, I like to imagine her in different situations. Like if, let's say Harvey had a younger, pretty, a dental assistant, what was Donna like to her? You know, what was Donna like? What was when Donna walked in the door to the dental practice? What did the air change? Did it get sucked out of the place? Was she nice until you crossed it? Like, what was the vibe? I would love to know.
And somebody asked the psychological term for lack of empathy. And so that can fall into different categories. There's sometimes, so individuals on the autism spectrum, it's more developmental, but it's just difficulty seeing things from other people's perspective. And it's more of an autism spectrum thing. With people with antisocial personality traits or psychopathic behavior, it's more of a, I care more about me than you. And that can also fall in the narcissistic category too. Yeah.
I want to, before we do the re-watching of this real quick, I want to read this email.
Yes.
And I just want to read this email, Dr. Barry, and tell you what I think of it and see what you think of it. Okay, please help. Let me get to the part. So Jackie, who's in the chat room, was at the trial, and so she was serving tea all day long to us. It was very appreciative and very interesting. Okay, so this email from her is talking about a few different situations she had in the courtroom with Donna, with Harvey.
Yeah.
Okay, so on 3 occasions, Donna made direct contact with me and smiled at me. Twice when I was standing during our short recesses / bathroom breaks, and one time as I walked out and passed her during the bathroom breaks. The first and second time I had been sitting behind her, the defense side, and it made me wonder if she thought I was sitting there because I supported the defense. No, Donna, I was sitting there because the courtroom was packed with people who wanted to see her brought to justice.
Right.
So then she says, the very first time this happened, I instantly smiled back. It was more of a pressed lips, half smile. And I instantly thought, what am I doing? Don't smile at her. It was a reaction I would do with any human being.
Yeah.
But the second time it happened, I thought to myself, I'm going to see where this goes for fun. Donna, during these breaks, would be standing by her spot at the defense table and turned around to look at all of us in the gallery. So she probably tried to do this with anyone who would look back at her. I know that I'm probably reading way too much into this and that any defendant would probably do the same as her. However, we know it's been proven that she is extremely controlling of other people to either feed her ego or or gain something from them.
Yeah.
She did this with her kids, probably did it with Dan, did it to Dan for a while, did it with the other women in her jail pods, the corrections officers, especially the jurors' cameras. She tried with the judge and probably even her own corrupt defense team. But I would love to know what Dr. Barry thinks of this.
Yeah.
Oh, and while exiting the day on day 11, I ended up holding the door for Harvey on the way out. And he said, thank you. You're very kind. And I just responded, of course, as I would see with any human being. But I did cringe inside and then went home for the day.
No. And so to me, because it was Jackie that, or is that her name? The person that wrote it?
Yeah.
Okay. So to me, that individual is just showing that range of emotion. Because so if I was in court and Donna smiled, I have a people pleasing part that I'm healing and but like I might accidentally be like just because I'm a nice.
I would too. Yeah, I would too.
So I don't want her to feel bad about smiling back, or because that's a normal reaction. That's when you smile at a baby. Normally, the baby's going to smile back. Right? We're wired to try to connect, but I think Donna uses connections for her, ooh, I wonder if that's somebody that's going to go out and talk about how unfair this has been for me, or they're going to talk about, I was such a nice person. How could I possibly do this? Like, Donna seems to be calculating in that way, and not for good. Because she could have used these powers to help support Wendy in making Tallahassee work. But she instead, if it's something she didn't want and something she didn't want to do, and if it inconvenienced her in the smallest bit, she has these big reactions over. Because remember, she wanted a different mattress. She wanted her special ear doctor. She didn't like all the carbs. Like she has complaints. She has a list of things she doesn't like. She doesn't sound like an agreeable person. Like she seems mean and like, ugh, like she just doesn't seem like she's a nice person. Now she can be nice at times. So no person is evil all the time. So I think it's sweet that the individual was able to have like a positive interaction with Harvey, but like that's you're just passing them in the hallway. Because it would have been weird if the person had like slammed the door. Like, nope, I'm not for an unindicted co-conspirator. I won't hold the door for them.
Yeah, I thought that like my non-credentialed opinion of it, because I was sitting here and like, oh, I would have done the same. Like, it's just a natural to me. It speaks highly of Jackie, because I'm like, no, you're being the normal one, because that's just your initial reaction. No matter who it is, it's like you smile back or you hold the door. It's like you're a decent human being. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then but I too would be like, wait a minute, and then reading it where I was like. Because it's completely different when you're there in person versus like watching something. It's like, this is another human being. Yeah. And there's just this level of like human being to human being or whatever. And with Donna, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sure she's sitting there like working that room. I mean, she's working it. We can see her working it all the way right here. That's kind of her job, is to be like, okay, let me do this. And I would see, now I'll say this. I know Harvey was sitting behind her. I would have been horrified to turn around and make eye contact with anybody, because once they had read the emails, me talking about Dan that way, I would have been under the defense table from there on out. So for her to even make eye contact and smile at a stranger in the audience, I'm like, oh, she's ballsy. I
remember when those emails came out during Charlie's trial, and I think Charlie was so shocked that the prosecution actually read read exactly what Donna wrote. Like even Charlie was over there giggling like a middle school boy. Like he was trying to control it, but he was just like, dang. She showed she didn't seem embarrassed. Do you know what I mean? Like she she didn't seem to have any remorse about any of it. And she had friends get up there to support her. And if I had watched the first trial, I don't know if I would have agreed to do that, because the state immediately came back. Would a good Jewish grandmother recommend that to dressing up the grandchildren in those types of uniforms? Would they? And the person's like, no, they wouldn't. Like,
That part right there would have sent. If I, yeah, Georgia had some good ones. She had some good stuff that she came back in this one with, and all the other trials she's done.
Are there any parts of this that remind you a little bit of Sarah Boone? And I am going to do a video because somebody asked me to compare Donna, Sarah, and Lori. But to me, Donna and Sarah, they both don't realize like how other people see the evidence.
100%. You should totally do one on that. That would be very interesting to get your perspective, because when you break it down to like that, it's like this complete disconnect with perception of how the public is perceiving their actions, the evidence. And I think this is another case. Now, they were each cringe in their own different way. They delivered their cringe. But like with Donna, they just have a disconnect into what the evidence is and how it's perceived. And they just truly believed, each of them. No, when you see this, you'll get it. Like, I was the victim. Like this. And with Sarah, if you ask me which one I could try and not believe, but like with Sarah, it was more like, no, it was an accident. I fell asleep drunk. Like, I didn't mean to. Donna, facilitated money in a crime. So it's almost like, okay, Donna, how are you telling yourself that this is the only way it could be? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, but she certainly did. She, again, all the way up to the victim impact statements, she's in there shaking her head, just, I can't believe y'all, what? You're going to even say good things about my son, Rob? Are you crazy? Yeah. Me says, Paul, Donna is like the Kathy Bates character in Misery. I know. What is this whole thing with the Kathy Bates character we've had in all these crimes? We got Aaron Patterson. We've got Donna. It's like, what is up with them? It's crazy. So Dr. Berry, are you cool if I go back and rewind that part and slow it down?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Wendy. Okay, hold on. Where is it? We're going to go in slow. Okay, y'all. We're going to take it slow. Where is it? Playback speed. Yeah, we're talking some 0.25 up in here. Okay.
Murder.
To try to read the lips.
The
We'll see.
defendant is guilty of first degree murder.
There we go.
Gosh.
Mrs. Adelson, control yourself.
Okay, if that's the part people are talking about, I'm not seeing Wendy did this to me. Because what I'm looking now, granted, I'm not credentialed, I'm not no body language person. But what I'm looking for is the D and Wendy coming from her lips. Because I see the what, I feel like she's almost saying why.
Yeah. Why did they do this to me or something?
Let's do it one more time. Yeah. Let's just look real quick.
Tanika had a good question. Is she handcuffed? I'm not sure.
Oh, hey, Tanika. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it looks like, and y'all tell me, that she's holding someone's hand, maybe the lawyer.
Yeah, she probably had the waist thing, because I think she walked up to be a part of the sidebar at one point. Yeah, I don't think. Oh, somebody said yes. Okay, so Teresa, maybe because, okay, so maybe she's handcuffed and shackled. Okay, I don't know.
They might have been, Mr. Judge Everett might have been like, oh, wait, hold on. Jackie says, yes, she was handcuffed already. Judge Everett was like, look, this one right here, go on and cuff her. She's going to need to get the turtle uniform ready and the cuffs because this one's getting double whammy up in here. Okay, hold on. Get back over here. Oh, wait, hold on.
First degree murder.
Yeah, there's the cuff.
Control yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell.
Somebody had a good.
Yeah.
Could you imagine trying to cuff her after this? Like, no. So they it was smart to have her go in handcuffed.
Yeah, that
was smart.
That is an excellent point. Yeah, because they might have had to get the tasers out. I mean,
yeah,
she wasn't going to go down with a fight over this one. And now, so when I keep wanting to call him Dr. Everett now, when Judge Everett was like, put her in a place where she's not going to hurt herself, I was like, she just bought herself a ticket to the turtle room.
And
you know what I'm saying?
She did, because she had those thoughts after Charlie was convicted. So you can only imagine the types of, so that came out in the trial, the statements she made about being a risk, her and poor Harvey. I don't know why Harvey, but she made the comments after Charlie was arrested. And so he was smart to make sure to do the assessment. It's really common when people are convicted, especially a first degree, that they're placed on that watch anyway. They normally don't like it, but it's really common because you never know how somebody is going to react to it. And because in those bays, they're in this huge bay with all of these people, because we saw the camera with like the beds, and because she's not going back to the general bay. She's probably going to be in the medical isolation unit for a while.
Now, here's a good question that just came in from Brady Starr. Asked, does Dr. Berry think she will speak at her sentence?
If she does, and I'm not laughing because it's funny, it would actually be really, it would be one of those, how dare you, how can the court, I'm innocent. It'll be one of those justifying a long sentence, in my opinion. If she did speak, I don't think it would be helpful to her case at all. Like, I think it would be blaming everybody. It would be her last chance to say all the things. I don't remember if Charlie spoke at his. I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Does anybody know? Drop it in the comments.
Yeah, if Charlie spoke at his. I see her and Charlie's personalities as similar because they're so enmeshed. Charlie was more immature, but I think she kept him immature to kind of control him a little. And because if he ever grew up, he would stop doing mommy's business. Like, you don't try to, like, what? You shouldn't do those things. But
he was trying to play little Mr. Miami gangster.
Somebody said Charlie said, I respectfully decline, and he maintained his innocence. Okay, that's what somebody said.
Okay.
Yeah,
I feel like if she did, I don't know if any of y'all were with me when we watched Megan Boswell's sentencing yesterday, when I can't remember, a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And she got up there and I was like, I can't believe, like, she's making it worse. This is bad. She should have never spoke. And the judge I think the judge already knew what he was going to give her. He threw the book at her.
And when they don't admit what they've done, because that's a part of the remorse rehabilitation part, because our prison system is meant to help rehabilitate the people that can, and that's a whole other video on does it help with that or not. But there are some people that they're beyond rehabilitation, and they're exactly where they need to be for the safety of society. And I did watch Megan Boswell's sentencing and saw that ridiculous statement she made. And And sometimes the person, they're just wanting to tell the world, especially if they know it's going to be on court TV or that people are going to see it, because they don't, who wants to be viewed as like a child unaliver? Like nobody wants to be viewed that way, but that's what you've been convicted of. So it's better to just like not say anything. But I'm not a lawyer, and there are some people, no matter because when Jackie, Donna's lawyer, was like, she doesn't know when to stop talking. Oh
yeah, they already knew. And yet, what sometimes like what you were talking about, with the defendant wanting to tell the world, some of the defendants that get up there, I feel like they're no longer speaking to the lawyers of the court; they're talking to their fellow inmates, and basically like okay, especially the males who might be getting convicted of these like heinous crimes that they want to deny. You know, I didn't kill my kid, or I didn't do this, or I didn't that. Like they're trying to save face at this point of like, I'm going to maintain my innocence. I'm not a baby killer. I'm not a woman killer. I'm not a fill in the blank, you know. And with Donna, let me ask you this.
yes.
You think that Donna wanted to testify, but her lawyer said no?
I think so.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think they probably did mock. They probably asked, so what are you going to say when she asks you this? When she asks you this? So, because she was probably huffing and puffing, mad about the question. Do you know? They probably reviewed, okay, the important information that you wanted. This is our defense strategy. Is there anything else you could say that could help with the strategy that we've already put forward? Because her defense, I think, was she's too nice of a grandmother to have done. The defense was, of all the people that could have been involved, it couldn't possibly be Donna. That's what I thought the defense was. And after like talking about how this wasn't a bad divorce, this divorce was fine. And you're like, are we reading the same emails? Like, what do you mean this wasn't a contentious divorce, or this wasn't a contentious custody battle?
Let me tell you what, I was cringing when Jackie Fulfer got up there and did the closing remarks, because I'm like, what can you, I mean, again, I always try and be fair to be like, okay, the defense only has to work with what they're working with, and they kind of have to do like, they have to do something. And so I get that. But on the same note, I mean, some of these things, I'm like, I would be horrified to get up there and try and explain away, because you just can't, like, for me, I'm like, you can't explain away the bump. You can't explain away the video, the emails, the text messages. Like, there's just stuff up there. And for Jackie Fulfer to get up there and act like, I can't even believe we're here. And I'm like, no, girl, there's a reason we're here. The evidence, I could buy it more from a defendant who you truly question their guilt.
Charlie seemed more upset about the bump than Donna. Donna was talking like she knew it was being recorded. Donna's over here like, let's meet in person. Charlie's like, well, what about, is it I don't think we should talk on the phone. Is it about Wendy? I think it's about the two of us. Like, she's just, it was bad. The bump, because at first the state, to me, they gave the part of the evidence that you needed to lay the foundation that what happened to Dan happened. So that was all the other people and everything. And Donna wasn't directly involved with any of that. But then those train cars start getting closer to Donna. and once the state started playing those phone calls, and once they played those 4 bump calls, I was like, oh, this is bad. This is really bad.
I got an unhealthy amount of pleasure of listening to Donna and Charlie and Catherine and absolutely come unglued and crash out over this phone call. They deserve, because I sit here and thinking, I'm like, what was Dan thinking in the moment the gun was in his face, and when he, like, those last thoughts of his, and then these people got to live a couple of years after
motorcycle
spending money doing this, blah, 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 blah. And then to see them, I mean, it's like artwork by the detectives of how they did this. Like, you know what, we need to get them talking again, let's do this. And it made them come unglued. And you're right, Donna was the most controlled. Charlie, it ate Charlie alive. It was like he couldn't not talk about it. And what was also interesting is Donna, in typical Donna fashion, and I'll hand this to her, she put the whole thing to an end. She's like, hand me the phone. Yeah, let me talk to the killers. I will tell them how this is going to go.
Sandy asked a question.
Okay.
So what did you think? Did you have any questions for me about the Jeff Lacoste interview?
Oh yes, heavens to Betsy. So have you watched the unredacted one, like that big long one? Okay, so so let me tell you, I want to see your take, and I'm going to give you my 60-second take on it.
Yes.
For that timeline of Jeff Lacoste, there's different timelines of Jeff throughout this, like the Jeff we just saw versus that one. My viewpoint on Jeff in that video was, I think that he was just like, he woke up and was like, oh my gosh, I just lived this. They tried to set me up. They killed him. And almost like that meme you see where somebody's sitting there and they have all the things connected. And so he was like super like, almost like verbally throwing up all this info. I also think that he was very much at a point like, Wendy, she's so hot. I love Wendy, you know. And then he's like this teetering of that, where you can see like how he's like building her up, and she got away with a lot with him because of that.
Yeah.
And so I didn't think that it was like he's this bitter, jilted lover that wants revenge. I believed what he said. He's lucky he's alive. He's lucky he didn't have charges at their, like they set him up for it. But he was like almost that just, oh my gosh, I can't believe what I just lived. Let me throw up all this information on you. The other cop didn't listen to me.
Yeah.
Which okay, you go. Dying to hear this.
I don't believe the state could build an entire case. So Jeff can come across looking like a jilted lover, but his information, once the state finds evidence that lines up with whatever he says, because he was like, she mentioned this at a bar mitzvah 3 days a week, like three days ago. And so he's giving all this information. I think he was also trying to be like undercover, you know, like I think he was like, Wendy doesn't know I'm talking to y'all. And so I'm going to try to see if maybe she'll slip up and say something to me. And I don't know how I would react if I thought somebody around me got away with something hideous, you know, this, ugh. And so he definitely shared his thoughts, all of them. And I do think, because I think he's just naturally a fast talker. Like, I think the way that he presents is just his personality. But sometimes it can be overwhelming. So I normally watch YouTube videos on 0.25 or on 2, you know, I normally watch at an increased speed. I had to watch Jeff at real time. Like, I couldn't speed it, and I couldn't watch it all at one. Like, I had to take a break because I could feel my anxiety, like as I'm listening to him kind of, you know, because he's freaking out about all this information, and he's trying to like have the police, you know, pay attention to what he's saying. It was a lot. It was a lot, but it made sense, because after, even with Jeff's testimony, I think having Rob go first, because to me Rob came across incredibly credible, and just like he was just trying to answer the questions. And for him to mention that Wendy sent him that picture of Jeff and was like, but don't tell mom and dad. And then Jeff gets up there and he's like, I had already met them. Their pictures, like, what? Like, what do you mean? I wasn't a secret. And so
100%.
that part was, I think, one of the most important parts. I don't know if any of the alleged statements she made to him or anything, I don't know if any jurors would ever take that to heart, just because he does look like he's just trying to give anything that might be helpful, but a jury might think, is he like, how they might question his credibility too. But he was so social workers are nosy. Okay. Social workers, therapists. Okay. Like, we like knowing the tea. Like, he's like, that family, I think he used the word enmeshed, or like they have no boundaries. Like, he saw it all. But that's where, hey, if you see these red flags, run.
I like, pardon me, I
I don't
like
care
that you bring
I don't
up.
care how cute he or she is. They, them, whoever, run.
Yeah, I felt like that was a level of this where it was just like, and somebody said earlier where I don't know who it was to claim your fame, that essentially he was like happy that someone like Wendy would give him a second or look at him twice, whatever. And I definitely got that vibe off of Jeff. Like maybe he was insecure and like Wendy, he considered in his world, like she's a goddess,
But
you know?
he kind of looks like Dan though. If you hold up a picture of
Yeah,
Jeff and Dan, they
it's
kind
weird.
of they kind of they have a similar vibe.
And the fact that I like that you brought up that they put Rob on the stand first, because for me, Rob, just listening to him talk, there was and I don't know how to describe this, but like a sadness about him, a very, like in his eyes and the way he spoke. And so to me, Rob was like this, oh, here's the son that doesn't really speak with him. And this, you can tell he's the normal one of the Adelsons. Like he's the sane, the things he was saying is what an innocent person would say. And so he's talking logic, and there is just this brokenness about him that I think people could identify with. And then when you got Rob up there, or who did I just say? Jeff up there. It was just, I mean, and even now, years later, Jeff's more calm, but he's still an excitable person. And you do have that dynamic of like, okay, the lover thing, whatever. But he, to me, translated the story of like how, almost like if you were telling one of your friends, like you say, you go over to your significant other's family for the first time for a holiday event, and you're like, man, these people are messed up. You're not gonna believe what they did. Like, and you just reel it off.
And there are degrees, because not every family is, so I don't think my husband watches my channel. So I knew when I met my husband, there was a picture of his parents in his apartment. But his mother was the one that decorated his apartment. So she put a picture of him and his dad. Like it was fine. But my husband sets boundaries with his parents. If there's something he doesn't want to do, or like if for some reason, and thankfully his parents love me, but if for some reason his parents were talking some kind of way about me, he would be like, "That's my wife." Like no, like he wouldn't partner with them to be against me, and so how people handle that, because no family is like 100, every family has their issues. In my family, people can be a little condescending, and like, because it's just the way we talk to each other can be really sarcastic. But I had to let my family know, hey, my husband wasn't raised like this, and if you want to see your little nephew, my son, if you want to see him, y'all need to y'all need to watch that. Like don't like, because we like to joke with each other, but the jokes can get a little mean, and it's like, hey, my husband, he doesn't play that, so y'all better be on y'all's best behavior. Or because we were renting a big house all together, I was like, because if y'all don't act right, we're gonna be in a hotel. Nope, don't ask me why do we go, like y'all know what y'all said. And so like no, I think it's how people respond to. So to me, Wendy didn't set boundaries with her mom. Charlie allowed Donna to run things. And so when there are these dysfunctional dynamics, I understand why Rob had to because Florida is a beautiful place. Why would you want to live in New York? Like, New York is beautiful. New York is fine. But like, if you're raised in sunny Florida, like you might have to take vitamin D pills in the winter, get seasonal depression. Like, and so, but like he moved away, and for the defense to try to make it sound like he was the bad son, that pissed me the hell off. Like I was so mad, and I'm sure the jury saw that too. I guess like, why are y'all aren't talking about Charlie over here arranging crimes with his like.
I know. Yeah, I think definitely the jury picked up on all those nuances that the defense was serving, and it's just never a good look. It's like, when you blame the victim, and I would love at some point, and I might have already mentioned this to you. Have you ever watched the Jennifer Rosenbaum trial?
I've heard of it
years ago. I would be fascinated to see what you think about the process. The defense, because they were so horrific. And the things that they said about this little girl that Jennifer killed, your mouth is on the floor, right? But it would be interesting to hear your perception of what was taking place, because I remember when we watched that, people were so mad at the defense, and I'm like, I get the defense needs to pick it apart and do this, but there's just like a way you go about this stuff. And when the defense ticks off the jury, not acute. God forbid your client's actually innocent.
And so that's definitely, if I hit like a case, I've added that to my like cold case or closed cases file, because it covers things. 2-year-old foster kid, like that's just
it was bad.
Okay.
It was bad.
Okay.
Yeah, but that would be a good, even if you watch the opening and closing with her, because you'll get a taste of what the defense was like, and that you'll probably be like, what? That defense made Jackie Fulford look not even. She was wonderful. Let's do a little bit petty here for a second before we kind of close things out. And maybe we might have to, it's so bad off, we might have to filter it through the psychological lens, but can we talk about Jackie's wardrobe? What do you think she was trying to serve? Because every time I looked at her, I was like, I feel like she's going for a look with an oversized suit, but it's not giving what she's thinking it's doing. Like, she looks like she's tripping over her clothes.
So she comes from a generation where I think women were encouraged to like downplay, especially like a woman. So when she was a lawyer, law was mostly a male dominated field. Mm-hmm. And so I've seen women, especially from that generation, if they wear really big baggy clothes that don't really fit, sometimes they're hiding their body, because if they wore something, because sometimes they don't want the jury to be, like so amazed with how beautiful they are. But George is gorgeous. Like, George is over here serving the looks every day. Like, there was one day where Georgia, I think the humidity got to her. She was still gorgeous, but I think the humidity just got to her a little bit. But Georgia comes from a different generation that I think was allowed the space to, like, you're still professional and you can be beautiful. It reminds me of Legally Blonde, where like if a lawyer's like, I've seen people play down their looks so that they can be viewed by other people. And she was maybe she liked the big robe, because wasn't she a judge for a while? Mm-hmm. And maybe she lost a bunch of, I don't know. Maybe, I don't, but I've seen when women do that, especially in a male dominated field, sometimes it's about downplaying their looks and their body, so people listen to their message. Now, it can be distracting for me because I love fashion. Like, if you look nice, I'm over here paying better attention, because I'm like, ooh, your shoes. Ooh, but I'm listening to what you're saying, but I'm also like, your credibility. Like, ooh, like, you're likable. Like, I want to know where you got your hair done. Yeah. But it's somebody say she wore Mickey Mouse earrings. No. Hopefully, I don't know if that's true. Was that true? I don't know. Okay.
Anything is possible.
And somebody said she does own a funeral home, and
that's right.
So
our Jackie just said everyone in the gallery was whispering about Georgia's red outfit. Hold on, where'd you go? Yeah, Georgia was served like
every day. And we don't give, because the other lawyer, because I might have sometimes given Georgia credit for something, the other female lawyer, and I'm bad with names. So
same.
I'm bad. But both the entire state team was absolutely phenomenal. They supported each other. And I heard Georgia wears that red suit for all the closings. Like, that's her closing day suit.
She's like, let's wrap this up. Let's close this deal. Mm-hmm. We're going to wear a red businesswoman.
So I remember when I first became a psychologist, because red can sometimes be viewed as an aggressive color. So we were sometimes told, like, be careful about the colors that you wear with a client. And I was all up in my head. Now I'll show up in like a t-shirt and jeans. Like, I'm still Dr. Barry. It doesn't matter what I look like. But
Yeah, there's so much that goes behind all that. I was watching somebody commenting on Cardi B's
Oh,
her thing that just went, and they were talking about, now mind you, because he was like, she's a female, so she has to be held to this different, like doing her hair, doing the clothes, doing the
oh.
this,
I think Cardi
she has,
just likes to be nice. Like I think she
yeah,
just I think she likes to play with her hair. Like she's
Mhm.
like yeah.
And she knew it was going to be a viral. Like to me, Cardi was like, Cardi knows how to be Cardi, and it's
Mhm.
like everyone's going to be watching. I'm going to make this go viral. I'm going to get done up because I think she said she had to start her days off at like 4 o'clock in the morning to do her wigs and all her makeup and all that.
The
And
the defense the plaintiff's lawyer, the person that brought the suit, their lawyer was so bad. Asked the dumbest questions.
I
The
mean,
dumbest questions. It was so bad. What makes you think my client is like Cardi's like what are you shaming your like so I'm a body positive therapist. Like I would like why and Cardi's over here like I was 130 pounds. Like I was like Cardi, it was interesting to watch. And Cardi after the fact, she was like, don't mess with me. If somebody files suit again, I'm suing you for attorney's fees.
oh yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, she doesn't, because you think about these celebrities
Mhm.
and like, the basis of what Cardi was talking about of like, hey, I'm going to this specific type doctor, your security, you got this phone put out. Now, do I think Cardi maladopted her? Absolutely. We've seen Cardi do this, but I mean, I get it. So yeah, that's a whole, I might do a live chat where I rewatch her time in the defense stand because it was so over the top, the comedic relief from it.
Oh my gosh. And I wonder if the plaintiff's lawyer was trying to upset her on purpose so that the jury saw how she responds. But to me, Cardi's honest. Like, so
Yeah.
if Cardi hit you, she's going to be like, yeah, I hit her. But like, if Cardi says she didn't do it, she most likely didn't do it.
Yeah, I believed her. Like Cardi seems authentic,
Yeah.
and like you said, she's going to kind of tell it like it is or whatever. And yeah, and I just think that it backfired because Cardi's just a natural comedian where she could be telling you about going to the grocery store and you're going to be like knee slapping, laughing. Yeah, Sub Rosa says she's security heavy. I use that in my video. That's the new security. She looks like she can protect the building.
But like,
I would have walked out. I would have walked out.
And I'm a person because people sometimes compliment my arms and stuff. So I've had like I've had muscular arms since I was in like I don't know middle school or something, and so it's just her lawyer, the plaintiff's lawyer, just asked really really bad questions. Even the judge at some points was like, was trying to reprimand, trying to keep him on point. But
yeah, it was cringe. So why don't we go ahead and wrap things up and head out? And this was so insightful and so much fun. Thank you so much for once again taking time out of family time, Sunday time, all the stuff, the Dr. Barry time, all your things you got going, and coming over and sharing your insights and conversation.
So Paul, did you already watch The Unknown Caller yet? Did you watch it yet?
Let me tell you.
Are you going? So don't if you don't because you'll be messaging me on Instagram being like, Dr. Barry, what the F did you just recommend? Okay.
I've watched it. And
Okay,
in fact, earlier today, I was putting together the video I'm going to record tomorrow on it. I have not now watched your video on it, which I will do next. And we might have to do a session. We might have to do
we can call it a session.
A session with this because I stopped it halfway through and did like a quick Patreon video, and my mouth was on. I was like, I don't know what to say, and it just got worse. It never got better.
The last 30 minutes is the worst of the and the first part has all the horrible messages, but it just kept getting worse towards the end. And so if you need to process it, it's not therapy, but it could be helpful if we. You're
gonna start charging. I'm gonna get bills in the mail from you for the class.
No.
These are expensive clouds. Hold on now. Send me a list of your insurance providers. So what we need to do, we definitely need to we'll plan that behind the scenes or whatever, because I had 10,000 questions about how do you pick the pieces up from the situation. See, if y'all haven't watched it, this is your homework to do in the meantime, is if you can watch this. If you are familiar with it, well, let me ask you this, Dr. Berry. Have you ever watched Abducted in Plain Sight?
I might have to. Is it worse than this? Because I don't know if I can be traumatized. Is it better than this, or is it worse?
I'm gonna say it's worse.
Okay.
The same director did it, and it's a different case.
Okay.
But your mouth you'll be in such flabbergasted shock at the whole thing. But we'll process this one first.
So the thing that helps me watch those is and for anybody that's sensitive to so I don't mind people spoiling things. So I might watch the overview first and then watch it, because what got me with this one is that I felt sucker punched for no reason. If you like that and you want to talk with your therapist about that, please watch it without getting any information.
Yeah.
If you don't like that, and so the name of it is unknown caller, unknown number, something like unknown caller, high school catfish. It's over on Netflix. I did a video. Paul has a video coming out about it, and in the next few weeks, we'll have to chat.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, thank you, mods. Thank you, everybody, for being here and coming and hanging out and listening to us talk. This was, once again, an absolute blast. I do appreciate it. And that was it. Do you have anything you need to say to anybody or anything before we go?
So thank you to my mods as well. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Thank you to everybody that comes over from the Sofa Squad. If you don't follow Paul, please check out Paul's channel. I have it linked in my description as well.
And same thing with mine. I have Dr. Berry linked downstairs in the description. Check her out. As you see, she's amazing. So yes, y'all have a good rest of your Sunday. And until next time we meet around the old sofa, y'all take care. Bye.
The pillows are fluff thanks to Miss Emily. The couch is wide enough. Join the family. It's all love while we laugh at Perp's criminalities. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup at hey, 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 come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough. Oh, please, the puppies need me. Oh, oh, please, my body is rejecting none of that fancy credential stuff. I'm just here for the cringe binge. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup and hey, 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 come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough. Puppies need me, oh please. My body is rejecting none of that fancy credentialed stuff. I'm just here for the cringe binge. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup that hey, 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 come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough.